What is fucking good, everybody? Hope you guys are having a killer Saturday evening so far. Let's see. We got Mike in here. Tucker, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? Hope everything's good on your end. But I'm not going to draw this out. You guys already know what's going down. I got my bro Dillon here from CBC Exotics. Let's bring him on and get to bullshitting. What's good, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man?
So for everybody, I know I said your name and company, but for everybody who might not know you out there, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and what you work with?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I keep all kinds of different species, venomous, non-venomous, large, small. What I really focus on is a lot of blood pythons, Burmese, Woma pythons, hognose snakes. But I have a little bit of everything. I have like white lip pythons and olive pythons and apodora and rattlesnakes, cobras, berms, a couple retics, some anacondas, Gilas, a little bit of everything.
Dude, literally,
I'm not good at focusing, man. If I dip my feet in, I'm all the way in, you know?
Yep. I love that though, man. I love it. You're probably like me. You can't stick with one thing because you're like, I love this, but this one's also fucking cool. And this one's also fucking cool.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me like why I don't focus, you know?
Yep.
Like, I mean, people that come to my house and see everything, you know, I have like all kinds of snakes and they're kind of all over the place, you know. I mean, they're all in the snake room, but I got like berms here and boas there and rainbows here and cobras here. And you know, a lot of like old timers that only do certain species come over and like, oh man, you need to just like slim it down and do all the. I can't do that, man. I love everything. I need a little bit of everything, and there's just so many different species that really interest me. You know?
I feel that completely. I had some of the guys who were, you know, helping me when I got into it say the same thing. They're like, oh, you got to slim it down. You got to slim it down. I'm like, well, I'm only really breeding berms and balls. I just love all the other ones. And I don't, you know, I'm like you. If I dip into something, I kind of like, I at least have to get a pair or a trio or some females to raise up.
I can't do just a pair. I got to get like 10. Like,
see, damn, I'm at least a little bit better, I guess, but
I'm not good at the self-control thing. Like I am, but I'm not at the same time. If I see a gene I like, I want everything about it, you know. That's like berms and what everything about berms I love. So I just have all kinds of berms. Berms started as I got one male, was supposed to be a pet. And then I was like, I'm gonna get one female. And then I was like, oh shit, that's nice. Oh shit, that's nice. I started getting berms. And now I have like all the berms.
Damn. Well, I definitely want to dive into that, but let's rewind for just a minute. What got you in, like, what made you love reptiles or snakes or, you know, what really got you into it?
I mean, the initial interest was always there. Even my mom, like, tells people as a young kid, I was in the backyard looking for snakes. You know, when I was in my single digits, Steve Irwin was huge. That's all I wanted to watch.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, Discovery Channel, that kind of shit. The natural obsession with snakes was always there. What really turned me on to like herpetoculture was meeting Brad McCarthy at a young age and seeing what he did and all the stuff he had. And that really made me realize that there are people that do this kind of stuff and have snakes and do something with it. And breeding really didn't even come into aspect until I was probably like into my mid to late teens. I just had snakes, you know, I like snakes. And then one day I decided to pair stuff and I fell in love with that. And, you know, like hatching eggs now is like hatching eggs back then. It never gets old. It's always exciting. But yeah, as for what got me into snakes, man, I don't know. I've just always loved snakes.
It was just,
I always loved lizards, turtles, all that. Snakes mainly, but reptiles in any aspect I've always been infatuated with.
That's awesome. And talk about a legend to show you like or get you into the community.
Oh yeah. No, Brad's cool. You know, I didn't like really have like a male role model in life at a young age, and Brad kind of stepped up and took that role. So he's taught me a lot.
That's awesome, man.
I don't think I'd be anywhere near as far as I am now if Brad wasn't there to kind of like coach me, you know?
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. So, you know, I want to dive into the berms, but first I got to start. What got you into venomous and what's up with your boy Dax?
Oh, Dax is my baby boy.
I know. I see him all the time. All your pictures you post. I'm
Yeah,
like, God, that is such a beautiful snake.
I'd get him out for you guys if I haven't had a couple
no,
of
no,
years.
no, yeah.
Well, I will have to come back on some other time a little earlier, and I can show you a bunch of cool shit.
Dude, most definitely.
It's a little late on my side of the world, but
yeah, no.
Yeah, no, venomous. I don't know. Cobras have always drawn my eye. That was my main thing. Is like I've always loved cobras, and Brad bred cobras, and I was real young. There was a point in time that he was like the lead producer of monocles in the country.
Yeah.
And the first time I went over there, he opened up a cobra cage, and one came out and hooded up, and it was over. I knew one day I had to have one, and I didn't start with that kind of stuff. I started off with a lot less toxic species, a lot less aggressive, but venomous. Seeing a cobra made me want venomous snakes. But yeah, no, and Dax is my king. Those of you that know me or follow me know Dax. That's my baby boy. I got him as a real tiny little boy from Andy Maddox a couple days out of an egg. I wanted him before he ate, before he shed.
Damn. Yeah.
And I think that really helped because he is a pleasure to work with, especially for a large venomous snake. He's defensive in his cage, but once he's out, he's pretty laid back. He's easy to work.
I mean, he's a good sized boy too.
Yeah, he's creeping up on 10 foot, really, really close.
Damn.
Yeah, he's going to be 4 this year in October, so he's about 3.5 now.
Yeah,
a little over 3.5 years old, but he's big. I feel for his age, but compared to some of his other siblings that I've seen, especially siblings from the year before, Andy bred the female twice in a row.
Yeah,
and I got from the later year because I didn't feel I was quite ready for King Cobra the first year. But for the first 7-8 months, he wouldn't eat on his own. I had to assist feed him, which was super nerve-wracking. I'm very comfortable with my animals. I'm very comfortable with venomous snakes, but getting a little king cobra in a tube and having to jam food in its face is not fun. And it's very, it's mind-boggling. But I feel like that is why he's so laid back at this point, because I was very hands-on with him when he was young, because I had to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's real sweet. I never free-handle him, you see a lot of people on the internet do with kings and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's one thing I highly respect about you is the anti-free handle thing, because I'm right there with you, man. For instance, in Washington, I dream of venomous. I freaking love them. I grew up catching rattlesnakes. I still go out in the summers and go herping on the east side to go catch rattlesnakes. But no matter how hard I try, I can't even get permits here for anything.
Right. Yeah.
And it's like, man, it's those guys ruining it for me trying to do it right.
Yeah. Honestly, that's what's kept me in PA. Is our laws are super lax when it comes to animals.
Yeah.
I hate our weather, everything about it. But I'm originally from California. We moved out here when I was pretty young. Moved from here to Florida, then to Pennsylvania. So I knew warm, and then fucking Arctic tundra.
Damn, yeah.
But our animal laws are
climate change
here. There's stupid laws here though, we can't have sugar gliders or a hedgehog, but you can own an Nile crocodile. What the hell? That's completely legal,
I guess that's better than the opposite.
Yeah. I can have my venomous snakes. And a lot of the states that you require permits, I would be able to get a permit. Yeah. But I just don't want to go through that hassle,
Yeah.
So it's easier for me to stay here. And I would like to move at some point, though. It's cold here. It's fucking
cold. I feel that for sure, man. I love the Northwest, but I've often thought about just going down to Oregon, because I know Oregon has at least better laws in that regard, and I'm still kind of in the Northwest.
Yeah, and it's still pretty there. Washington's beautiful, California's beautiful, Oregon's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the West Coast, but yeah, the laws out there are weird, man.
Yeah, it's stupid, man.
You got great weed laws.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love those laws for sure.
Those are the best laws, but snake laws matter for me too. So
yeah, exactly.
I could definitely slim down my venomous collection. I don't have a real big, because I don't breed venomous. I don't want to sell venomous to people.
Yep. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was a question I had for you.
Yeah, no, I don't like. There's not a lot of people that should have venomous animals. You know, there's a lot of people that want them, shouldn't have them, especially in my area, dude. Like, I don't know if you've ever been out here, but there's a lot of like fucking Confederate flag, fucking cowboy boots. Just want a snake, like. So, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of those people are my good friends, but a lot of those people have the mindset like, oh, look, a gaboon viper. But meanwhile, a gaboon viper is a snake that'll literally melt your fucking hand up.
Yeah.
So a lot of the people out here want a venomous snake for the wow factor.
Yeah.
I'm not selling
the right factor. Yeah.
I've bred my cobras. You know, I just wanted to see cobras hatch. It's the cutest fucking thing in the world, a baby cobra. But
that's what made me fall in love with the monocled, man. I saw a clutch of the leucistic monocled just all together, hooded up at each other, and I was like, "Oh my god, that is the cutest thing ever."
They're amazing. I just grabbed a leucistic female at the last Hamburg. Actually, I didn't plan on getting any more venomous, but I wanted a female jolly flying leucistic monocled cobra for a while, and I finally had the opportunity to buy one, so I made the jump.
Oh hell yeah!
She's real small, real pretty, real fucking spitfire though.
Damn. That's a dream snake for me, man. I have 3 on my dream list for venomous. I really love the eyelash vipers. I know they're fairly common and cheap, but I just love them, man.
They're super easy to work with too, because you never have to touch them, dude. Get a longer hook. You know, it's a small snake. They don't have a real long strike range, so you just get a smaller hook. You get them on the hook. They hook super easily. They stay at the tip. You know, they're gonna throw strikes at you, but they're nowhere near you.
Nowhere near you. Yeah. I do have a friend here who was grandfathered into our venomous laws.
Nice.
So I've been able to see some of his stuff, and I just drool over it, man. I'm like, I want those squam.
Yeah, I like squams a lot. I like eyelashes a lot. I've had a bunch of squams over the years. I got rid of some after one move. I only have, I think, 2, and I have a Chlorecus that I like a lot. The Theris is a cool genus. They have like really weird keeled dragon type scales, you know.
Yeah,
it's a cool snake, really cool snake.
Freaking love them, dude.
Yeah,
I'm horrible. I got to be honest. I'm horrible with the scientific names. I just know the few, you know, that I've really seen and liked.
Right.
But
well, I mean, you know, it's not a deal breaker. But with a lot of snakes, especially venomous, knowing the binomial, it can go a long way, because you know you get bit by. You say a rattlesnake, you know, they're pretty much going to treat you with crowfab no matter what. But some species, depending on what it is, knowing that binomial could change what kind of
anti-venom they're giving you.
Yeah, and the wrong anti-venom can be worse than not getting any at all. You know, that's like a lot of people that go into anaphylactic shock from antivenom. Usually something like that's worse than the actual snake bite itself, at least like in severity. Like that's always one thing people have to think about as well. Like if you're allergic to a lot of stuff, getting bit by a venomous snake not only is dangerous because, you know, you're getting envenomated by a deadly animal, but at that point you might have an allergic reaction to getting treated. I've seen that in some cases. There's a buddy of mine, Nick, got bit, and when he got antivenom, he actually had an allergic reaction. He said that was worse than the bite itself.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Is there any way to test for that they can like do, or?
I don't know. I'm sure there is. It's probably not cheap. I don't know. I honestly, I've never been asked that. I've never even thought about that. It'd probably be good to look into.
I was gonna say that might be kind of something interesting. So, you know, before you get it, you can at least test like, okay, am I allergic to the antivenom? Because that'd be pretty horrible. You're already fucking bit, and now you can't get the antivenom either.
Your mind because you just got bit by a deadly snake.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that happens, you're gonna lose your shit even more.
Oh, for sure. So, what would you say your favorite venomous is?
Like
species.
Definitely kings.
Definitely kings.
Yeah, kings take the cake for me. I always thought it would be like a gaboon viper. I loved gaboons growing up as a kid. I still love gaboons. I have a couple bittis, not a lot of gaboons. I have 2 gaboons, a rhino, a gabino. Nowadays, that's about it for the bittis. But after working with king cobras hands down. Mangshans might be able to rival that, but I haven't really. I've only seen one in person. I've never worked with them, so I can't confirm that.
You can't really compare them on that note. Yeah.
I still think Kings will win.
Damn. See, Kings are beautiful. I'm just like, I think they're a little too big for me. I think a monocled would be a better like.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Especially not having a lot of experience with venomous. I was lucky enough to be able to work with them before I actually bought some myself.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people around here. Is she having babies? Nice. I've been waiting on I got a camera in one of my boa cages. My wife put him down. She's been watching it. I've been saying she's gonna go for the last couple of days now. She dropped the waxy stool. I guess she's having babies right now. Go figure.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. New litter then.
Yeah. Is it good? All right, yeah. The first, I bred her 2 years ago. I gave her last year off.
Yeah,
that was my first attempt. She slugged out on me.
Oh damn.
So yeah, I gave her the year off, fed her good, got her back up to prime weight, and I was really hoping she gave me a good litter this year.
So what'd you pair her to?
It's just a really nice call albino.
Okay.
Actually held a lot of color, and I paired her to a super sunglow male.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be all albino. Well, actually, it should be. Well, he's a possible super sunglow.
Okay.
So if it's a super sunglow, they'll all be sunglows.
Yep.
Because incomplete dominant. But yeah, they'll at least all be call albino.
Damn. And if you prove super,
people say if you breed it call to call, that you can have a lot of weird eye shit.
Huh.
Are you familiar with bows at all?
A little bit, man. Little bit. Okay, not like insanely, but I know like the call albino and the kind of the common genes.
You get more tendency to have eye issues.
Yeah.
A lot of boa breeders, especially that work with albino, will keep terramycin on because you'll get stuff built up behind eyes with call albino stuff. People say if you breed call to call, visual,
yeah,
they will have more tendency to have those issues. But this is my first albino to albino breeding, so we're going to see if that's true or not. At least that's this aspect.
Yeah.
I feel that it could be an issue, but more so if they're not as outcross. At least that would make sense to me. But
yeah, kind of like how the albino ball pythons seem to have issues for a while, but now they've fixed it because of outbreeding.
Right. Yeah,
I could see that. That's kind of funny because the call albino were one of the first few boas I looked at. Those and the blood dragons before. I think it was actually you and Aaron who corrected me on that one when I wanted those. I believe they were blood dragons.
There's the blood dragon is the call strain. The fire opal is the sharp strain blood albino.
Oh yeah, okay. I think they were the calls.
Yeah.
I remember blood being in the name, but it was just a deep red boa, and I was like, "That's fucking beautiful."
They're gorgeous as babies, but they do lose a lot of color as they age. The sharps. That's one thing nice. There's 2 strains of albino in boa imperator. I think that's what they're calling it now. They've reclassified so much shit lately.
Right.
Their sharp strain from Brian Sharp and Call from Pete Call. Call was the first, but Sharp strain seems to hold a lot more of the contrast, a lot more pattern. As to where Call, except for the line bred stuff like coral lipstick, stuff like that, hold more red. But in general, Call kind of yellows out as they age.
Okay.
As to where Sharp keeps, you still see a lot of pattern and a lot of color. So
that's good to know.
Yeah. So the blood with Sharp, I feel, will hold more of the red. But there's still not a lot of Sharp bloods out there. There's still not a lot of Call bloods out there either. There's enough, it's been done quite a few times, but Sharp, not so much.
Yeah, I remember it was kind of a big deal. It was a local boa guy, and I guess he had somehow acquired a whole litter of blood dragons. And everybody was like, "Holy crap!" Blah blah blah. And I didn't know much about boas. I just saw the picture and was like, "Holy!" Like myself, not knowing much, was like, "Holy shit!" Those are boas I'd buy.
Right.
So, I have to ask this too. Do you ever get concerned, because I know you have a lot of pythons as well. Do you ever get the IBD concern or anything like that, keeping your boas next to your pythons or?
I am very strict with what comes into the snake room.
Yep.
I quarantine everything. as a rule. But it is something that I have been concerned about in the past. But I mean, I have boas and pythons in the same stack, in stacks of 4x2s and stuff like that. I've never had any issues. But I'm also very careful with what I bring in. That being said, boas, that kind of stuff can lie unseen for a long time. Whereas in most aspects, in pythons, when a python gets IBD, it's evident.
It's pretty quick,
very quickly. But yeah, it has worried me a bit. But I haven't had.
I always have to ask that because I'd love to add some boas, honestly, but I'm not gonna lie, that scares the shit out of me because I'm like, well, shit, almost everything else I keep besides my few colubrid projects are pythons.
It's still out there. It's not common. It's not common at all, but it is still out there. The last confirmed IBD bout that I saw was Jim Hardesty. I think he's out of Kentucky. But there is something I saw on Facebook. There's a chick, Kimmy Bilbrey or something. She's another. I think she's out of Kentucky as well. A friend of hers bought a boa off this guy. I mean, I don't know why she bought the boa in hindsight anyway. You could tell just seeing pictures, the boa was fucked up. It had lumps all over it and like tumors. And I guess she was told that it was from previous rat bites and it was scar tissue and all this other shit.
More like abscess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But and then it was acting weird. So she took it to the vet and they did a bunch of tests and it came back IBD positive. And it was a big shit all over the internet. Jim was denying everything, but he actually got everything tested. He put some animals down, I'd imagine.
Damn.
With that kind of stuff, I mean, it's a death sentence.
You got to get rid of it from the collection right away.
Nido, there's that shit's not good. There's no cure in Paramixa. That's the kind of shit that wipe out a collection. That's another thing. A lot of what I try to stress with new people getting into this, this isn't a cheap hobby, man. I can see the room behind you. It's not small. You got a lot of money into that shit. And not only just that, but emotionally we invest in this, Not all of us. There's a lot of people that only do this for money, but there's a lot of people do this just because we love to do it. And that kind of shit will devastate you. You get I'm
not gonna lie,
out of your collection. That's your life's work. That's your babies. I love my snakes. If something happened to my collection, I don't know what I'd do. That would bring. I've been doing this my whole life. I don't know what I would do without it. I'd fucking lose it.
Yep. No, dude, I feel you on that one. I was really scared with that. We'll say the snake from the person who shall not be named, but you know which snake I'm talking about.
I know exactly what snake you're talking about.
I was scared, dude. I was so scared that she was going to infect the rest of my collection, and we did fucking everything. Like,
I was scared for you. That shit's nothing to play around with.
No.
Especially as much as common as Nido is nowadays.
Yeah. And I couldn't believe it. We had her tested for Nido and Mycoplasma twice, and all of it came back negative. Bacterial and lung analysis we did twice as well. Like, we did her a whole round twice.
Dude, that's the thing about burns. They got that one giant lung, and they're not a very fucking graceful snake. They're not.
Yeah.
They're muscular, but they're not built. Once it's in there, it's fucking. Especially if it's a bad infection, man. It can be really hard to kick in a burn.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so fucking anal about cleaning berms.
Yeah.
Like if I'll go into work late if I come down and one of my berms is swimming in piss. I'm going to work smelling like piss. But my berm's gonna be clean.
100%, dude.
Drafts and dirty cages. That's just not. Not good for a berm.
No. And just as much as I do, especially probably more so. But when they piss, it's a fucking lake half the time.
Dude. Like, it's bad. The same with blood pythons, man. It's just like, how do you do it? How the fuck does that come out?
Right, dude.
It's a lake, dude. It's like, there's not enough towels in the world.
No, you literally have to dry the girl off or whatever when you're pulling them out just to clean the damn cage.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, it's horrible, dude. I actually just had to do that right before we jumped on. My big girl down here took a giant piss for the 3rd time today, mind you. I don't know what the hell her issue is.
Smell my hand. It's fucking great.
I'm like, geez, dude. But I'll give her this. She just had her clutch of eggs, and I fed her 30 pounds of rabbit. So
there you go.
You know, she needed it though. I felt bad for like 2 days, but she needed that big meal.
I'm guaranteed. I swear by it. When I'm feeding big rabbits off to shit,
yeah,
I'm gonna be cleaning heavy the next fucking 3 days.
Oh, for sure.
All that weight on the bladder, dude. Every ounce of piss in that snake's gonna be squeezed out.
Going out, and then they go to chug water because they just swallowed a bunch of hair.
Right.
So there's the next day's piss.
Right. Yeah, it's fucking terrible,
dude. So leading into bloods, because what were you gonna say? Sorry.
I said I love them, but I hate them. Fucking quit pissing.
Yeah, honestly, that's my only complaint about him. You know, berms are hands down. I love all my snakes. I love all the species I work with, and, you know, not including the snakes too. But berms are just They hold a special place with me, man. It's just
same. That was the first real big snake I ever got to hold. You know, and that was also Brad. He used to do like a fair.
Okay,
yeah. A trailer, he would take like some cobras, and you know, this is like back in the 90s.
Damn.
You know, you'd pay like $5 to get in, and then it was like another $5 you can get a picture with a big berm. So like every year, I get a picture with a berm. And yeah, I had to have berms at that point. At some point, at least a berm in my lifetime. You know, the berms will always I love them.
Dude, they're just the best. You know what? I was going to segue this into bloods because I definitely want to touch that. But while we're already on berms, you have some of the most beautiful fucking berms out there.
Thank you.
Damn.
I love them.
Dude, damn. So can you tell me a little bit about your berm projects, or at least I guess mainly everybody else out there, because, you know, I already bug you enough about them.
Well, I mean, I have a little bit of everything when it comes to Burmese at this point. At least everything that's in the States now.
I was going to say, when he says everything, guys, he literally means everything.
Yeah, we got caramels, we got labs, we got pies, we got all that fun shit.
Damn.
But yeah, we
pies, though.
Pie. It's not just myself. A good friend, he's been a longtime friend of mine for the last decade or so, Dominic Pizzani. He's another Pennsylvania boy.
Yeah.
He's about 35, 40 minutes from my house. One of our pies is actually at his house. The albino pied female is staying with him, being raised up. She'll be coming here when she's ready to breed. But I have the 2 normal pied head albinos, which personally I like the normal pieds better.
Yeah,
I like the variation in color. I don't know if you've ever seen one in person yet at this point. But
no, dude, I pretty much straight up. There's some other people in Washington who have berms, including berms I've sold them, but also berms I haven't sold them. But to be honest, I'm pretty much like the only big berm keeper in the state.
Yeah.
So if you see berms, it's pretty much in this room.
There's a lot of people in Cali with them, but yeah, to come to think of it, I can't think of a lot of people in Washington or even Oregon at that point really with large snakes, or a lot of snake people like ball pythons, you know. Sure.
Yeah, we have a lot of ball python folk up here. A lot of great people, including a lot of people actually in the comments right now, but not a lot of big snake people. I mean, there's a few of us, but you know, mainly like there's a couple of big retic guys up here. But as far as berms go, man, I think there's 2 other people who have a collection, but it's probably only about 6 animals.
Well,
I think I'm at around 12 right now and growing.
That's good for you, you know. But yeah, that doesn't, at least for like berm community locally, that's very good for you.
Yeah, it's pretty much me and the fam. I'm okay with it. I just love the species, though, man. I don't care if I got to ship them or whatever. I sell a lot in state, actually, so I'm sure there's going to be quite a few growing up. It's just not people who collect them. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's one thing I'm worried about. I think there's a good chance we're going to lose shipping again.
Yeah.
With the way shit's going, and all over the country, new laws are popping up and bans are happening on venomous. South Carolina just tried some real shady shit.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that was fucked.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. They didn't even fucking that wasn't even in the public eye.
No.
That was an already passed bill that they slipped in 2 fucking amendments in, banning venomous lizards and venomous snakes that were non-native to the state of South Carolina, which is fucking retarded. I have so many friends in South Carolina that keep venomous snakes and breed venomous snakes. You know, and that's just people that put their heart and soul into these animals, and that just fucks them. And they did
some backwards ass laws.
under the table behind everybody's back and just slipped it in there.
Yep.
Luckily, at this point, it got overturned. It got squashed, but they're going to come back. And then they try to do a permitting system, but this permitting system was fucked to where you had to have it by September.
Yeah.
And it could only be people that had animals at that point, and then nobody past September could get them a permit. So that would be like if I were to try to move to South Carolina, which was actually on my to-do list, was either be South Carolina or Texas.
Damn.
Because it was one of the few states that have a lot of laws that are good for the animals that I keep.
Yeah.
And now South Carolina is obviously off the table, at least for me. I'm never getting rid of tax. There's one of my monocle covers, Peaches. That's my baby. She ain't never going anywhere. My bit is going anywhere. You know, my Eastern. I'm keeping my venomous snakes. But yeah, no, that just ruined South Carolina for fucking venomous people. And that was one of the few states that we could have pretty much whatever we want at this point. But yeah, no.
Yeah, Eric hit it right there.
It was super fucked up how they tried to pull that off.
Yeah, that was just ridiculous, man. But I feel it's stupid, man. Like, how do I word this? I guess just I guess in general, what I'm saying is they don't even care. They're just slipping it any way they can. Like for instance, Florida, we know they've been having a long going battle, but the recent battle they had in Florida, I was on that call list and I was listening to all the callers coming in. Anybody who even tried to defend their livelihood, and there were some people who weren't very professional about it, but others were extremely professional about it. They could give a rat's ass. Their mind was already decided before that whole phone call council meeting.
And from a keeper's aspect, it's fucked up. You know, I understand the reasoning behind wanting to fix what's going down in Florida right now, and everybody's all that. But the fact of the matter is, they're there. Burmese pythons are in the Everglades. Eradicating at this point is going to be next to impossible. That's a giant snake that you could be 5-6 feet away from, and it's in a marsh, and you don't even know. They hide. They're good at that. But what the snakes are doing to the environment compared nothing to what humanity is doing to the environment in the Everglades and all of Florida. They keep putting up fucking condos everywhere, keep putting up fucking strip malls everywhere. They keep putting all these chemicals in the water to keep all this shit down there. They cause this huge red algae bloom, kill off all these fish, and all the shit that eats the fish that rely on the fish to survive are now being affected. They're dying off in numbers, and they blame all this kind of shit on Burmese pythons. Burmese pythons do affect native populations because obviously they're not a natural predator. They're introduced to the environment down there. They're not supposed to be there. Some shit's going to happen. But compared to what we as a species, humans, are doing to the native environment of Florida is nothing.
And you ever notice how they never mention the other 100+ invasive species of parrots, cats, for instance, the fucking worst?
Fucking monkeys. There's monkeys in Florida, dude. Running around in trees and shit, breeding fucking monkeys. Florida's like the apex for everything in the United States. It's as close as you're going to get to the jungle. It's as close as you're going to get to the rainforest. It's fucking perfect. The further south you go, the better it gets. And it was also just happened to be the floodgates for this fucking industry. Tom Cruise was there. Everything came into Florida. Florida has all the shipping hubs. You know,
exactly.
That's how it works because it's all fucking coastline. Everything came into Florida, so that's where all the warehouses started. And they blame the Burmese population on us that we released them. That was a lie. It was a fucking hurricane came in, wiped out a warehouse that had thousands of Burmese pythons in it that escaped. And
dude, I'm so glad you said that. I've told so many fucking people that, and they look at me like I'm stupid. I'm like, do you really think? Okay, let's say fucking 10 berms got out or were released. Do you think those 10 berms who were released probably miles apart really bred and created the population we have today? You're fucking full of shit. You're full of shit. There's fucking half of them probably die every year in the cold snaps, and the ones that survive breed and they do it, right? But there's no way that many fucking animals were just released, dude. Come on. It
blows my mind the amount of bullshit that fucking we're spoon-fed, and so many people just
dude, I've heard educators saying that. People who go to schools and do reptile education shows, and it fucking drives me nuts. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I like try to be respectful and talk to them, but then, you know, they always come back with that attitude. They're like, oh no, this is what happened. I'm like, oh my God, you're the one teaching our kids. Thanks.
Yeah. Those are scientists with a degree that we're supposed to look up to, feeding you bullshit.
Yep. Dude,
and that's, you know, I've been out of school a long time, but I don't have kids, but I have friends with kids, and they say like teachers just trying to do homeworks with their kids nowadays. Shit's different. Like it's harder. Like they feed you bullshit. They make shit more difficult nowadays. But that's, you know, there's nothing we can do about that. But feeding people bullshit information is just making society ignorant. Especially, we don't need more ignorance thrown our way as a reptile community. There's enough of that. You know, the fear of snakes have been driven into people since biblical times. And snakes have been fucking vilified as long as you can look back in history. And spreading dumb shit like that makes it even worse for people like us who are trying to make it in a more positive light and spread this love. And, you know, you won't believe how many people have come to my house, terrified of snakes, won't touch a snake, saying, I'm never coming to your house because you got snakes, blah, 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 blah. They come to my house, I put a baby hognose in their hand, they want one 6 months later.
Right? Dude, exactly.
And that's how it starts. Then they want a boa, and then they want a berm, and then they want all this other shit. And then they'll be like, cobras. I'll be like, slow it down.
Right. And the best part about that, at least for me, is I love the smile people get on their face. Once you enlighten that flame in them, you can see it change in their face. They just glow and they start smiling.
Whole reason I had my shit, man.
Exactly. I had my nephew over today, first time ever. He'd seen the snake room. And I don't really, you know, he's family. I don't really let anybody in here, but he's family, you know. And Auntie asked me, I'm like, yeah, you know, come on over. What the hell? He came in here, dude, seeing that kid smile, like, just straight up was the highlight of the day. You know what I mean?
Like, there's nothing better. And I'm not a kid person. I'm not, you know, I have a lot of shit down here that's not kid friendly. But I will damn sure take, you know, if I'm at a snake show and there's like a 7, 8, 9-year-old kid going to the table wanting to hold this, wanting to talk about this, and he's fucking smiling ear to ear.
Right.
Better believe I'm coming out from behind the table and showing him everything he wants to see.
Exactly.
Because that was me as a kid. And if people wouldn't have done that with me, dude, I would have, you know, fucking, a lot of people, all my friends thought I was weird because I was a snake kid. I had snakes, I had pet snakes, blah, blah, blah. So somebody as a kid, seeing somebody older that does all this shit, has all these animals, taking the time to talk to me and show me all this shit, teach me shit, that made the world of difference. And that would stick with me, and it still sticks with me to this day. Like thinking of Brad and going to shows and talking to all these people and everybody that took time out of their day to stop and talk to me and teach me shit and show me shit meant the world to me, and it changed my life. So if I can do that to some other little kid or you know, even an adult, I don't care, man. That fucking makes my day better.
Oh, hell yeah. Dude, it's the best thing ever, honestly. That's why, like, I don't really, I guess I don't even know if I've shared it with you, but my end goal isn't really the breeding. I love breeding, don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. But I want to open a reptile zoo locally here.
Bro, that's the
that way I can fucking goal, baby. Exactly. Dude, we have one in the state and it fucking sucks, dude. Yeah.
I'm putting an addition on my house, and I'm looking for a big chunk of land, baby. And
oh, fuck yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the financial aspect of breeding has been great. That's not why I got into this, but that's what's going to fund the zoo, man. I'm just wondering money away for that one day. I just want a big zoo, and I want walk-in cages, and I want Dax to have this big fucking badass enclosure that everybody's just damn, look at that. You know, that's my goal. That would just, I'd be complete. That's everything I want, you know.
That's crazy, dude. It's kind of surprising me, honestly, right now, because it's the first time we've got to talk in depth in a while. But every time we do, it just reminds me how similar we are, that it's kind of scary, especially considering we have the same fucking name. I was half tempted to title the live tonight the Dillon and Dilon Show.
That would have been good. That would have been good.
Man, so leading into that, though, I guess I didn't ask in the beginning, when did you start breeding?
Well,
when did that become a thing versus just collecting as a kid?
Well, it really became, you know, I dabbled off and on, you know, in early ages, but I didn't really focus hard on breeding until probably 2012, 2011. And then it was just sporadically here and there. I really focused and started cranking down in 2014.
Okay.
That's when like I really started to produce stuff. But you know, I've had snakes and bred off and on most of my life. My first clutch was in my late teens. But I did some dumb shit when I was younger. Got in some trouble. My mom got rid of a lot of my stuff. Then when I got back out when I was 18, I hit the ground running. And yeah, I built all this fucking craziness. But
damn, room's looking good.
Oh, dude, it's a fucking mess right now. But yeah, no, it's.
Damn, look at that room, guys. I'm gonna throw you on the full screen if you don't mind doing a spin of that.
Yeah. Here, let me talk the lights on. Yeah, we'll do a little walk through real quick. Yeah, don't mind if there's shit. I've been fucking working my ass off lately, but yeah, this is just, you know, basic rack room. Those are badass fucking VE 175s. They're like a 4x2 fucking rack.
I love Christmas tree tubs.
Yeah, they're sweet, dude. They're great for blood python. That's like, I swear by them for blood python. But
okay,
yeah, CB70s, Hassan racks, bunch of shit. Do all kinds of madness. Some more 6-footers, you know. That's the basic. We got some more baby racks back there too. More baby racks by the door. Some 8-foot cages with the Burmese. Pain in my ass, but I love them. 4x2s, 6-foot cages, 6-foot cages.
Dude, that's a beautiful setup, man.
Dude, it drives me nuts. It's always changing, and I'm always trying to like make it
more efficient.
And fucking how can I fit more and more? But I'm out of space at this point. I've played Jenga enough times. At this point, it's put an addition on the fucking house, and that's fucked up because I've only owned this house for like 3 years, and I bought it for the snake room.
Yeah.
I have a finished basement. I bought it for the basement.
You're like 3 years. You already outgrew it.
Oh, dude. I was fucking like, you know, tiptoeing when I bought the place of like, you know, should we just look for bigger? Or, you know, I could do a building, you know, find some commercial space.
Yeah.
But I don't like the idea of not having my animals home.
Yeah.
If I do a building, I want it on my property.
On your property, yeah.
Ooh, fuck. Too many beers. Yeah. I don't want to have to drive to go to my animals. If I'm having an issue, I want them here. I like waking up in the morning, coming down, checking everybody, checking my babies, checking the incubator, all that kind of shit. I don't like the idea. And even when like I said, I want to do the zoo.
Yep.
I want to live at the zoo. I don't want it. That's why I want to buy a big chunk of land, build my house, build my snake facility, and then build the zoo.
Yeah.
I just don't like the idea of not having there. So yeah, at this point, it's put more fucking house on the house, and then after that, I'm gonna start looking for land.
Yeah, get a bigger chunk, and then are you gonna do like an outbuilding then type thing?
Yeah, most likely. Or just fucking a big one connected to the house or some shit.
Yeah.
I honestly, I like having my snake room underground. It's like open faced. One side, I have an entrance into my snake room now.
Yeah.
Into my finished basement, but I feel like being underground has really helped with temp fluctuations.
Okay.
And
especially being so freaking cold there, it probably helps in the winter, insulate it a lot, I'm sure.
I do really well with a lot of different species, and I think the winter helps that a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know how like fucking dudes in Arizona and shit do it. Like fucking my uncle lives in Phoenix.
Yeah.
He has a boa from me, but like it's so fucking hot there all year round. Like I don't understand how people like some species are super easy to breed. Ball pythons, you put them together, they fuck and you get eggs. Now something with a boa, you have to cool. If you don't cool a boa, they don't become fertile enough, and that kind of shit. And then like hognose, my hognose and my milk snakes and indigos and all that kind of stuff, you have to put it down. You have to cool them to get them to become fertile. You know, there's people that don't cool hognose. I've tried it. I don't have nearly
everything I've heard. Everybody's like, no, I just cool them.
The fertility is not what it should be if you don't.
Yeah. So I've actually been growing up some hognose and a few other colubrid projects, and I've been trying to figure out, like, I think I might have to build a mini fridge just to cool them down in, kind of thing.
The only thing, make sure you get a proper thermostat if you're going to go that aspect.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot, like the compressor on that kicking on and off.
Yeah. Well, I thought about setting them in the other, like the other side of the garage, maybe just in a stack or something, but it's just not optimal for all of them. You know what I mean? Because it gets a little too cold.
Yeah, no, I hear it. Yeah, just make sure you get a proper thermostat because kicking on and off like that, you'll blow the compressor.
Oh, gotcha.
It's like the same idea as like you do with like a radiator heater.
Yeah.
You know, you want to get a high power thermostat approved for that kind of stuff. But yeah, I know some people out there. Like I said, he was pretty big in the hognose for a while. His name's Joe Schmidt, and he's out southwest somewhere. I'm gonna say Arizona, but he might be Utah.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
Yeah. He was huge in a hognose for a while, and then he got some virus and his collection, and he's slowly been coming back. I saw him post some stuff. I'm glad to see he's back. But he made some real cool shit, some world's first this year. But he lives in like a sandy, deserty fucking area. But he also says he doesn't roommate shit.
Huh.
But yeah, I've seen people out there do the fridge thing. They do like a little wine cooler.
Yep.
And then connect it to a thermostat, and they've had success with that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, you know, kind of like my incubator back here, but just a second one that instead of heat would be cooling because.
Right. Yeah.
They said the garage will get down to like 45, and I feel like that just might be a little too cool for some of them.
Yeah, I aim to get mine around 55.
Yeah, that's kind of what I heard.
Down into the pretty low 50s as well, and do fine. Like I don't do a lot of colubrids. I don't do a lot of native shit.
Yeah.
But I love the fuck out of hognose. I have like 60 hognose. I love hognose. So I have to cool those. I have gray bands. You have to cool those. You have to cool my Honduran milk snakes.
Yeah.
Indigos. I have Eastern indigo snakes. And then the Gilas. You have to.
I forgot you had indigos.
Oh yeah. I only have a pair at this point, but yeah, I have a pair. Pennsylvania produced Eastern indigos. They are fucking sweet,
dude. How do you like working with those? That's a dream species.
They're dirtier than cobras. They smell worse than cobras, but they're so rewarding to keep, dude. It's like the fucking retake of the United States. Like I said, I don't really like native stuff because I can go catch that. I go all over the country for shows and stuff. Most of our fucking vacations are based around reptile shit to go catch stuff or go to a show, or even if we're not going to a show, I used to go to shows like I want to go out to Pomona and shit. But if I'm going somewhere, we're herping, so I can catch natives.
Yep.
But indigos are just like such a magnificent snake that I had to have them.
Yeah.
Dude, I definitely, if you can get them, they're so cool.
Damn.
They eat everything. Their food response is wild. They're so powerful. They're so intelligent. They're just an awesome snake.
Dude, that just makes me want them more now.
Dude, yeah, you can get permits to get them because they are on the ESA, the Endangered Species Act. So you can't technically take them across state lines. There is a permit you can get to do so.
Okay, that's kind of what I was wondering because I don't know anybody in Washington with them.
I don't know what's all involved in it. I know a few people that have done it. They said it was a fucking headache, and it took a while.
Yeah.
They said it was more so a headache because how drawn out the process is. It wasn't very difficult, at least information-wise, I don't think. It was just
drawn out,
dragging your feet, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a permit you can get to have indigo shipped to you. Or I guess technically there's a loophole that where if it's a gift, you know, if there's no exchange of money, it's completely legal, which is fucking stupid. It's stupid, period, that it applies to captive bred animals, but you got to follow the law, that kind of shit.
I mean, that works. I'll just wait for you to produce some and you can hook me up and I can just like donate.
But yeah, you need them. They're fucking amazing. I'm not a big colubrid guy either. but they're definitely, they're not like your typical colubrid. They shit like your typical colubrid. Their metabolism is crazy high. You have to feed them like twice a week. Dude, the metabolism's sky high. They eat, they digest, they shit. It's like in and out.
That reminds me of the hogs.
Huh?
That reminds me of my hogs, honestly.
Okay, think of a hog nose times 10.
Yeah.
But just like liquid shit. And then they'll fucking spew on a wall, and then they'll paint it on stuff. Or they'll go around the entire rim of their water bowl and just fucking urates and shit. It's great. But they're such cool snakes, man. They're worth it. And false water cobras are disgusting.
Oh yeah, they are. That's why I regret getting rid of my pair. But when I had them, dude, they were gnarly.
Dude, I love them. I only have 3 at the moment. I had them when I was younger.
Yeah,
probably like, I don't know, pre-drinking age. I was like 20, and it was the first car I ever totaled. And I needed some money quick because I had to get to work. And so I ended up selling like a trio of pure Hog Island boas that I had that were like a year from breeding. I sold a pair of false water cobras, and I forget something else. But every snake I sold to get a new car, I've been kicking myself in the ass for since. I got 2.3 pure hogs now that took a while to find because they're not common anymore. I got the falsies back. But yeah, I fucking feel that. Everything I ever sell, I regret selling some way down. Even if it's like a baby, like people send me update pics, I'd be like, motherfucker, I should have kept that.
Right? Dude, you know what's horrible is I got update pics of a few of the normal berms I produced, but they just look so fucking good that I'm like, damn it. And it was a female. I should have kept that freaking girl.
I've seen some really cool normals lately. My buddy, Bia, he's up in Michigan. Bia El Sayed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's my Sandy Bear.
Yeah, little cowboy.
He had some of the nicest normals I've seen, dude. His male was phenomenal. And it actually went to another buddy of mine, Chris Foley, who builds all my cages.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've seen some really smoking hot normals as of late. This should actually be my first year ever producing normals. I've been breeding berms. I've been breeding berms for 6, 7, I don't know, some time.
Yeah.
Never produced a fucking normal, dude. Not once.
Holy shit.
Not once. I've never produced a normal hypo. I've never produced a normal. And this will be my first year, hopefully, if everything fucking works out, because last year was a big old kick in the dick. But everything's looking good, and the fertility rate was right. So they should be all normals and hypos, double het fucking granite pied, pos het albino, unless she proves het albino.
Damn.
Some pearls and albinos in the mix, but
damn, dude. Damn.
Yeah. My first normals will be het pieds, baby. Woo!
Dude, that's baller status right there. That's straight baller status, man.
It's sad that I've never produced a normal though, man. Like,
and now you're gonna produce the best normals in the freaking country, so
fuck it. I'm game.
Damn. Dude, that's amazing though. Every time you post those pies, I just drool, man.
Dude, what makes that project for me right now even better is the female that I use for that. I don't ever breed snakes back to back generally.
Yeah.
I bred her back to back this year. I bred her last year. I bred her this year. I don't do that generally, but that's my favorite snake I own. Like I said, I have somewhere between 300 and 400 animals down here. I don't know. That's my favorite one out of all of them. She was in our wedding. Like she was in our wedding pictures. She was at our reception. I actually, when me and my wife got there to like do our walk-in for the reception, like I had one of my best friends drive to my house, pick her up, put her in a tub, bring her in so we could walk in with her. You know.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Everybody got to check her out, and then I had her take her home. But that's my favorite animal I own. And then this is the biggest project I've ever worked on in my life, obviously.
Yeah.
So her being my matriarch animal for my first clutch from the pie project just makes it that much better. I love that snake so much. It's like one of my dogs at this point. I fucking love her.
That's your big granite girl, right?
Yeah, my big hypo granite. Yeah,
I was trying to think of her name the whole time because I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm getting a tattoo of her and Dax to finish my snake sleeve.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, that's my baby girl, and her being piled up on pied eggs was just like that culmination of everything I've been doing my entire life coming to a fucking head, man. You know, that's what it felt like. That was huge for me.
I can't even imagine that feeling. Hopefully in a few years I'll get to, but we'll see.
I wanted to fucking cry. Like I'm not an emotional guy, but fucking that was big for me. Fucking
that's groundbreaking, man. And like you said, just the fact that it was her.
Yeah, it has more sentimental value to me than financial at this point. You know, it means so much to me to fucking have eggs from her. I already have, you know, a baby from her, a holdback from her first clutch she ever gave me.
Yeah.
But just being on that magnitude of a project with her is just put me through the roof, you know?
Yeah. Damn, dude. Everybody hates on the hypopides, but honestly, I freaking like them.
Dude, fuck it. You know, and everybody is
that cute little dip tail with the black nose, like
yeah, I had a lot of people fucking like, hypo, you saw the hypopod, you saw the hypopod. You know what? Even if they do come out like that, we're not sure. It's only been done once. There's only been a bunch of hypopides.
That's what I'm saying. What if you produce higher patterned hypopides?
Right. We got to try it again. And if they are like that, so be it. We won't do it again. But
yeah, I still think they're cool, man. It's like it's almost as close as you can get to a leucistic.
Yeah. I want to see a hypogranite pod. Hypogranite, it's still hypogranite or die all day, baby. That's still my favorite combo. I don't care what's out there right now. Fucking caramel pie. There's all this other shit. Hypogranite still does it for me, man.
Dude, it's one of the best 2-gene combos.
So I have a theory. The hypo gene works with the granite gene. Look at a hypogranite and look at a granite. They're nothing alike.
No.
So hypo and granite work together somehow. You know, so I feel that a hypogranite pine might be different. It might not look just like that, just because the way that hypo and granite work together visually.
Yep.
For a height, you know, the combination.
Well, it's almost like
when you add pine in there as well, it might be completely different. I could be completely fucking wrong. You know, this is just a theory.
I see what your thought process is, though.
But it's a theory, you know.
Yeah.
It could be possible. The way hypo changes granite, if you throw pine in there, and maybe we won't get the eyes, maybe we won't get the solid white. But only time will tell. You know, this is still we're at the fucking cusp right now.
Just at the tip, man.
Yeah, dude, we don't know what's gonna happen with all this shit. I do feel that green will be disappointing.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just gonna be really high white because of the pattern, and I feel like labyrinth is just gonna be overpowered as well. But I feel as strong as granite is, it should do some cool stuff. But it's fucking pied, man. It's pied. Like
anything pied,
it's gonna do cool shit.
Yeah.
Like I saw Alan Way with the first one, dude. Fucking like what? It was like 2012, 2011. Yeah. Wow. You know,
I'll be honest, I didn't even see him for years after that. I think it was like 18 or 17 when I first saw him.
Like it wasn't a baby when he got it, but it was pretty small.
Yeah.
And I was just blown away because I remember when pied ball pythons were a huge thing. Like $25,000, you know, 20 grand. Fucking that was a ball python. And it was game changer. Nobody's seen anything at that point. Like pied wasn't anywhere in herpetoculture at that point. That was game changer. And then you fucking throw it to berms, dude. Like, wow. Especially like I don't like pied retics. I don't like the way there's some really nice ones out there. Jake Klotz last year probably made the nicest pied retics I've ever seen in my life. Really fine whites, the white head on a retic. I like a pied retic with a white head, but you don't get enough back like overcross. And the pattern's ruined. Whereas with Burmese python, pied seems to work like ball python. You get a lot of that cool pattern, a lot of the color variations. So I'm really excited to see that in pied versus the retic version of pied.
Yeah, and you get a lot more saddling, so to speak, in the berms.
Right. Yeah. You still, you know, you get that weird granite-y look, like, dude, fucking.
So you brought up hypogranite, right?
This boy's wild. Like, there's so many colors. Don't be a dick.
I gotta throw you full screen for this.
Like, he's insane. He's fucking. Let me get a hook. I don't want. I normally won't just reach in there with a berm, but I had to get him out.
Damn. Such a stunner, guys.
Dude,
you guys are watching. This is
he's phenomenal. Like, there's just so much. Like, look, he got golds. You got like grays down here. The pattern's just wild on these things, man. Like, you can't not be blown away by that. Look at his neck. Look at his fucking neck. Look at the grays. Like, that's almost blue, bro.
I freaking love that, because that's one of the things that actually, I know you're not a big ball guy, but that's what made me fall in love with the pied balls, is that they have the same gray on the neck.
And that's what I love. And I'm not a ball guy. We have some balls, but we have pied balls. I have 2 clutches of ball pythons in the incubator right now.
Yeah,
say that to a lot of people. But I say they're for the wife. I bought them for the wife, but I take care of them. I clean them. I feed them. I breed them.
Yeah.
But I was the first pied ball python I saw, I was like, holy fuck, that's insane. Like,
yeah,
that could make me. But back then, I liked ball pythons. I was young.
Yeah.
And I still like ball pythons. They're still a cool snake, I just don't like what they did to the reptile hobby. They brought in all the people that just saw dollar signs. That's the main reason behind not liking ball pythons. It's not a personal vendetta against the snake itself. Sure, they're boring. Sure, they don't do a whole lot. They're really pretty. And if they're well established and they're a good feeder, they are a really good first snake. I don't know why everybody recommends ball pythons for a first snake, because most of my ball pythons only want fucking live food. And they're a pain in the ass to get feeding when they're babies. You get them switched to frozen thawed. If they fucking want to eat it all. When there's some boas that eat frozen thawed straight out of mom for me. First set, put a frozen thawed hopper in there, I leave it go, it's gone in the morning. Even with hognose, which are notoriously the bad feeders, 6 of the 11 babies out of my first clutch this year ate frozen thawed right off the bat. I can't fucking do that with a ball python. I've never gotten a ball python to eat frozen thawed right out of the egg. They're pinicky, they're finicky. They're not the best idea for a beginner snake for me. But
I feel it, man.
Attitude-wise, they are great pets. They're not generally very aggressive. They're more likely to hide than attack. So I understand that. I just don't like all the people that came running to the reptile industry just chasing a quick buck, because this isn't a quick buck, dude. I still put more money into this stuff generally than I make a year. I'm claiming a loss this year, technically.
I mean, you can tell I like my ball pythons, because that's pretty much all ball pythons.
And the variation alone, and that's what attracts.
See, that's what got me, is I love the genetics.
Yeah, right.
I love that.
It's always fascinated me. I was always a science nerd. I love biology. I love all that kind of stuff.
I geek out on it, honestly, man. I just love it.
If you're a gene nut, it doesn't get much better in ball pythons. There's so many variations. There's so many combinations.
Yep. It's weird, though, is that's also the same reason I think I'm partially so attracted to the berms, is the lack of morphs, too. For some reason, the 2 drastics, I just love them, because it's like, there's so much potential with both, just in different forms.
That's why people just get into learning genes. Yeah. It doesn't get much easier in berms.
No.
There's one incomplete dominant.
And then
everybody looks at codom. It's no codom. There's very, very few codom genes in anything, let alone just reptiles.
Yeah.
But there's one incomplete dominant. Everything else is recessive.
Yep.
At least in the States. I'm not 100% sure of all the genetics. Jackie's way better at that stuff than I am, knowing all the genes overseas, like smoke and lava and all that shit.
I've been trying so hard to get a hold of those guys to get some more content done on that. It's impossible.
Well, a lot of them don't even speak English.
No, I got a translator to help me out with it. And every other answer, and you'll know who I'm talking about, I'm not going to say any names, but the only answer I get is, Uncle said this. Bro. Okay, can I talk to Uncle, please? Come on. I just want to learn, bro. I'm not trying to come get your shit or make you import them illegally. I just want to fucking learn.
Right, yeah, I let other people do that.
Exactly.
I'll pay the money. I don't care. I want nothing to do with putting anything I do.
Nope. I'll wait till they're here.
Right. And then I'll buy them. I don't care. That's what I do with pie. I never thought I'd own pie berms, dude. And then the opportunity just sprung out of nowhere. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I remember drooling over them, and then it was I don't know, 2 years later, and I saw them available, and I was like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah, that's in my mind. fucking Dom. Dom actually is the one that brought it up to me. He was like, "Yo, man, I can get pies." I was like, "No, the fuck you can't." And then he was telling me picks. I was like, "Bro, fucking tell me how much money." Yeah, I never expected to be able to get pie berms for the legal reason, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to point fingers and blame at anybody because I ain't no snitch. I'll throw them on the bus. But thanks to everybody that got them here. Thank you very much, because now they're here and I'm ecstatic about it.
Yep.
But yeah.
So what do you think
But if you want to do it, I'll make it worth your time.
Yep. That's funny. I remember saying that exact same line.
Yeah, man. I
was like, I saw that dragon robe. My mind went nuts, dude. I was like, all right, y'all want to go there? Just let me know. You bring me a dragon robe, you'll live a good life.
Oh, yeah, no, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. And that's the thing. A lot of this industry is built off of people doing just that kind of stuff, you know?
It sucks, but yeah.
Yeah, dude, fucking everything from Australia here, dude. And like, that's some of my favorite shit. I have olive pythons. I have Woma pythons, blackheads, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I love Aussie shit. Obviously, fucking Steve Irwin was like a hero for me. So anything Australian is like, you know, that touches home.
Yeah.
None of that shit got here.
Yeah.
On a plane. It was on a plane, but it was in a suitcase.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
dude, they still have some crazy stuff over there that's not here. Like, dude, I know this sounds stupid, but bearded dragons. They had melanistic, like straight up melanistic bearded dragons.
There's a black Woma python, and anybody that knows me knows I fucking love Woma python.
Damn, yeah, I know you love your Womas.
If I could get all black Woma python, I'll sell both my balls. I don't need them. Give me that one.
Yeah.
I want it.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, if they would open Australia for a month,
yep,
I would refinance my fucking house. Like,
damn.
Dude, like I'm taking out a second mortgage. There's so much shit, dude. So much shit.
So much. Shit. Dude, that's crazy. Not to mention they have the most beautiful freaking scrubs.
Oh, dude,
that's something I've been like. I'm slowly looking into the scrubs, man. But I
have 1.2 Sarong Barnecks.
Oh, damn!
They're a whole bucket of cunts, dude. They're so bad.
Really?
They're the devil. My one female is real nice. Well, I mean, she'll bite you, but like you can hold her.
Yeah.
My male and my bigger female, bad. Real bad.
Damn.
They're imports.
Yeah. That sucks though. I was looking at the amethystines.
Yeah. These are Similia amethystine. And yeah, no, they're bugs, man. They're generally not very. They piss all over you when they're not biting on you. Then they bite you, and then they try to piss in it. And it's just not. If you really enjoy snakes, I mean, they're great to have, but
yeah.
Definitely not a snake for everybody or somebody just looking to get into snakes.
Yeah.
But if you're a seasoned keeper looking for a challenge, scrubs would be right up your alley. They're fun to hook.
Yeah. Well, you know, I might have to do it anyway because I freaking love them.
Oh, dude, they're awesome. They really are.
I've honestly never had any like personal hands-on experience. I've just been watching a lot of these scrub guys, and I just think they're fucking gorgeous. And for another big species that most people don't even know about.
Right.
You know, I just think it's like it'd be really, I don't know, fun to own and interact with one.
And that's kind of where I'm at, and that's why I got scrubs, because a lot of people don't do them.
Yep.
They are more challenging to breed. You know, not a lot of people that do try to breed scrubs don't succeed.
Don't succeed. Yep.
And I've bred a lot of stuff at this point. A lot of the easier species. At this point, I'm kind of more chasing challenges. And obscure species more than morphs and combinations, you know, like the world's first. Like, if I'm chasing a morph, I want to make the nicest at this point. I don't care about beating anybody to making a world's first combo or any of that kind of stuff. I want to make the nicest there is.
You want that quality.
Yeah. I want to make the nicest I can, and I want to make my table stand out. You know, show I don't want to have all the ball pythons everybody else has. I don't want to have all the boas everybody else has. I want to be the dude with like some white lips and some scrub pythons and some weird shit that not everybody else has. And stuff to the hobby that not a lot of people do, because that, you know, they're harder to do, so they keep a lot of people away because they're not money.
Well, I mean, your quality shows, man. I mean, look at that teen egg matrix girl I picked up from you. I wasn't even in the freaking market for a blood. You posted that picture, and I was like, "How much? I need her. Here's cash." Like,
but yeah, that bloods are
because that quality showed, though, man. I saw that, and I was like, "Okay, I see a lot of blood python pictures. What the fuck? I need that snake." Like,
because there, especially with matrix, there's a lot of ugly albino matrix out there.
Yep.
I was really pleased with that clutch, man. I was really pleased with that clutch.
Yeah.
And this is another year for blood pythons. I should be making some wild shit. That's, I mean, fucking like, I love my burms, but bloods.
Damn.
I fucking love bloods. That was my main focus for a long time. They still are. I have entirely too many blood pythons, and I can't sell most of the babies I hatch. Not for the fact that there's no market, just because I want to keep them all. Blood, they're just such cool snakes, and it's not like, you know, like ball pythons look really cool when they hatch and they fade out over time. Blood pythons can look really shitty when they hatch, and then by the time they're 3 fucking years old and like 12 pounds, they are just like smoking hot.
Yep.
So much better over time.
Yeah, I've noticed that girl's just been getting better and better. I'm just like, oh damn.
Yeah, dude.
Did I tell you I tried to move her up to a 4 foot and that didn't go so well?
Did she freak out?
She just hid. I put a hide in there. I also put like another piece of cork bark, just like she's still on paper, but just to keep her like, I don't know, feel secure in a more open face cage. And she just stayed in the black hide forever.
Wasn't having it.
Yeah, I gave her like 2 weeks, and when I would go open it up to like grab her, I've been trying to handle her a little bit, you know, keep her used to me, and she bite the fucking shit out of me. So I'm like, all right, I'll put you back in the little tub.
I've had a lot more success with blood and short tail pythons in rack systems than I have with open face cages. I've tried bloods in racks. I've tried bloods in 4x2s, like AP style cages, vision style cages. They seem happier and more content in a rack system than anything else. Specifically, I keep all my adult bloods at this point. I have a couple still in 4x2s. I think maybe 3, but all of those V18s you saw over there either have blood pythons or the smaller bows in them at this point. Which is only like 2 of them. There's only like 2 grow out boas in there.
Yeah.
But they're all blood pythons. They seem happier. They're less aggressive in there. And I don't keep my bloods quite as hot as a lot of people would keep your average snake. I keep my blood pythons at like 85 as a hot spot, 86.
Okay.
Happier there.
Yep. But good to know. At least I'm doing something right.
In a big cage or something that it's less comfortable in, they get a lot more aggressive. That's blood pythons have a lot of bad stigma in the air about them. That they're aggressive, that they're bitey, that they're just mean.
Yeah.
Some of them are, but a lot of them aren't nowadays. But that reputation stems from when they were all being imported in the 90s and late 80s and all that.
Anything wild caught's a freaking jerk. Give it a few generations in.
And they didn't name them blood pythons because they're red.
Yeah.
You know, they named the bloods because they drew it.
Yep.
And they were really bad back then. I would have definitely not wanted a blood python back then, especially because I was young and a 20-pound snake just throwing teeth around. But through captive breeding and all this line breeding that people have been doing with bloods, they've calmed down a whole lot.
I mean, besides being in the cage, my girl is pretty chill, honestly.
Right.
She'll hiss and strike occasionally, but
and if you throw in a new factor that they don't like, they let you know. You know, and it's not a pleasant bite, especially from an adult, but proper husbandry. It goes a long way with the blood python, and it'll make them more content and less aggressive. And actually, that's something I've had conversations with my buddy Dan Magano about quite a few times. Is a proper setup is going to give you a lot better attitude with a blood or a short tail. But
definitely learned that the hard way. I was trying, man. I just thought, she's getting bigger. I'm like, I didn't necessarily just want to move her to a CB70. So
I've jumped the gun a few times on shit, and they'd be like, "Oh, that was a bad idea."
Yep, bad idea. Throw her back.
Whoops. Yeah.
Actually reminds me, I was gonna move her. Actually, this is probably a good question for you since I have you on here. I was gonna move her into the CB70 because she's in a 50 series right now. I was gonna move her into the Freedom Breeder 70, but I'm like, well, it's feeding day. So should I wait until she digests or move her and offer her food in the new tub right away?
Just give her one more meal, let her digest it, then toss her in, give her, like 2 weeks to settle, then offer food.
Yeah.
It's not a snake that you're gonna, piss off by not feeding enough. Their metabolism's slow as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah, she's doing great now that I moved her back down. I was actually just holding her earlier.
I'm glad to hear it. Yeah.
Pulled her out. The 11-year-old nephew was holding her.
Fucking, you send me update pics. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. She's such good looking.
Yeah.
So, I got to ask, we've talked about some of the bigger stuff and the bloods and everything, but how about the hog nose? What are you working on as far as projects with those?
Well, last year I got a bunch of sable shit. That's another one. I kind of have like every gene under the sun. I have lavender, I have sable, albino, conda, Arctic, PPA, which is pink pastel albino. It's just a different variation, different strain albino. Xanthic, snow shit, a little bit of everything with hognose, man. This year was ramping up to be a huge year with hognose, but I tried something different, and I only brumated for 2 months versus my typical 3. Which I regret doing at this point because I got a lot of slugs, a lot of turtles. It's still going to be a good year with hogs. I'm going to have quite a few babies available, stuff like that. Yeah, but nowhere near what it could have been.
Damn.
Project wise, this year I did sable to snow. I got a couple good babies from that. I'm really looking forward to that. The first sable snow, which I think they call like fucking snow. I don't fucking know. They have all these like. All the weird names they give ball pythons with combos, they give fucking hognose too. Yeah. Keep up with that shit.
I've seen a few and I'm like, man, I want to know what this is, but what the fuck is that name?
Yeah, dude. Like, I don't even know. Just fucking say the genes so I know, damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we're this year we should have some snow stuff, some snow condas, hopefully some super snow condas. Because that's what I want. I just want to keep some.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pay for it.
Yep.
I dropped enough money on snakes. I don't want to buy any more hognose right now.
Right. Well, not if you can make them. I mean, come on.
Right. Yeah. That's the main thing. Like, I'll buy shit that I can't make at this point because I need it or I want it. But if I can make it, why drop the cash at this point?
Yeah. Even if it takes a year or two. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, we got some lab stuff. I'm hoping to make some, like, they call them like fucking moonstones and moon dusts.
Oh, I've heard of those. Yep.
Yeah, it's like Arctic Lab and Super Arctic Lab, and we'll have some Super Arctics this coming season up. Well, next year, not this year.
Yeah.
This year we'll have some Arctic shit, snow shit.
So what is there's a hognose that looks straight up blue. What is that one? Do you know?
What do they call that? Like a storm cloud or something?
Yeah, it was something like that.
Stable, and I'm gonna say Arctic.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool looking snake. Yeah, it is. Like,
I saw that and was like, holy, this makes my hognose look like shit, and I love my hognose.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty pricey snake still. Yeah, no, I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what they're calling like a storm cloud.
Okay.
And I know it's sable, xanthic, and I'm pretty sure Arctic.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure conda's in there as well, because that's where you get the reduction in pattern. You're going to get more of that blue hue.
Damn, so 4-banger.
Yeah, lots of genes.
I didn't realize they were at that point with hogs.
Sable's kind of ugly by itself, at least in my opinion. It's a real dark, brown, gray, black, weird looking snake.
Yeah. I've actually seen a lot of those in person. My buddy local here, he's a big hognose guy, and so I see a lot of his stuff. And I thought the same thing, and he's like, "No, but look at what they can make." And I was like,
when you start plugging other shit in there, it makes really pretty snakes.
Yeah.
So that's I was really hesitant to buy into sable stuff because it was still pretty expensive.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm not a colubrid guy, and I have no problem dropping money on snakes, but there's certain stuff I'm more willing to drop money on.
Yeah.
I'll spend stupid money on berms. I'll spend stupid money on blood plate bonds.
Yeah.
But a colubrid, it's a little more painful.
Yeah.
After seeing all the combos and shit that Sable really amps up when you plug Sable into there.
Yeah.
I really wanted Sable at that point. But yeah, No, it by itself, it doesn't really impress me.
Yeah.
But when you plug like Xanthic or albino or something else into there, it just enhances it so much. It brings out so much more color and contrast that it is a really cool gene.
Yeah.
By itself, it's just not impressive.
Yeah, that was one. I'm not gonna lie. I was actually thinking about adding some female hogs this year because I only have the 1.1 right now, and it's a cool little. I mean, it's nothing special. I got a albino male and then a Arctic Conda het albino female.
There you go.
So I was just hoping to make some Arctic Conda albinos and shit. You know.
Yeah, that'll still make a nice variation in what you'll produce.
Yeah, but I was thinking about maybe adding a couple of other stuff.
Hatching a clutch that you can make fucking 6, 7, 8 different combos out of is always fun because you never know what you're gonna get, and then
right,
like what am I gonna get?
Yep.
I love those kind of clutches. That's like I got a pearl green, gonna drop that I bred to a hypo granite or a hypo green het granite pos het albino, and there's like so many combination variations in that like I can't wait to see what.
Damn, yeah. So actually, I'm glad you brought up hypo granite again because I wanted to ask you this, but we're kind of in the middle of that conversation. Do you think that maybe hypo and granite, even though granite's recessive, they might kind of share an allele? Because to me, hypo and granite, when you see them, the pattern changes completely from granite, and I think that's what you were getting at earlier.
Blocky, splotchy pattern, and that's something I actually was gonna talk about. And then I'm ADHD as fuck, so my brain just goes left real quick. But yeah, no, I do feel that they're compatible.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like allelic combos and balls, like a highway or something.
I agree 100%. Just the way they complement each other, the way they work when you plug them together, it doesn't make any sense not to be.
Yeah, I've always thought that. I'm like, it changes so much that it doesn't. It just doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Yeah. And yes, I do feel that it is compatible on an allelic level at that point.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense any other way.
Sweet. I'm glad I'm not the only one, man.
Like, there's a lot of people that like geneticists that do stuff like with boas or boa pythons. What's his fucking name? I'm not gonna remember, but there's a big guy. He's like in Illinois, I'm gonna say, maybe Chicago.
All right.
But he's like very well rounded in genetics and genetic diversity, and it's actually what he does for a living. He's like a fucking professor.
I know who you're talking about.
Boa guy. He's a fucking boa guy.
Hold on, give me 2 seconds, and I'll have his name. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Booth.
Yes, Warren Booth.
Warren Booth. If he would dive into Burmese python genetics, I feel that he would be able to confirm that. He's like a fucking mastermind when it comes to genetics.
That might be something worth reaching out and maybe being like,
he's really good with that kind of shit. But I do feel that hypo and granite are most likely compatible and share an allele because it doesn't. But then again, well, no, that wouldn't make any sense either because it's an incomplete dominant and a recessive.
That's what I'm saying. It's so hard
to make a hypomotley in a boa. Since they share an allele, when they'll go to the same one.
Yeah.
Genetically. So to make a hypomotley boa, you have to breed a hypo to a motley to make a hypomotley. If you breed a hypomotley to a normal, genetically, people that understand genetics, you would think you would make hypomotleys, hypos, and motleys, and normals.
Yep.
You won't make hypomotleys because they share an allele. So they're going to pass that gene from the allele, either one or the other. You're not going to get both.
Yep.
So in order to make that hypomotley, you have to breed a hypo to a motley in order for them to share that allele.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in hypogranites theoretically because it's a incomplete dominant versus a recessive gene.
Yes, and no matter what, it's passing on one copy of that granite.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And obviously hypo is going to pass along visually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. That would be something for somebody way more scientific than me to look into.
Yeah.
But I do feel just by the way that they work together and the way they change up both.
Yeah.
Look, fucking hypo's not yellow, you know?
Yep.
Fucking granite's not yellow. It makes a yellow snake with big blotches. And there are super reduced pattern hypogranites. I made a couple of those myself. I sent one to my buddy Conrad, and my holdback from last year is fucking wild.
Fucking stunning.
Variable, but you don't see that typical granite pattern in a hypogranite. It just doesn't happen.
Yep.
And that being said, granite's super variable as well. You get the super reduced pattern granites, you get the super heavy dark granites.
Yeah.
But you don't see that pattern in hypogranite, period. It just doesn't work.
Nope.
You know? So, yes. Long story short, I feel like it is probably allelic. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're compatible. They have to be.
I'm glad you agree on that because I've always thought that, but I'm like, I know it sounds dumb because obviously the incomplete dominant with the recessive, but there's just, it's something, man.
So, yeah, something's going on. The way they work.
We got a question from Tucker in the chat here. Another Northwest local. Have you ever worked with green tree pythons, or do you currently have them?
I have had them in the past. I do not currently have them now. A cool species. Just arboreal's never been my bag. The only arboreals I work with right now are Atheris and my Sanzinia. But yeah, I have worked with green tree pythons. They are a species I enjoy. It's just not something I work with now. I don't have any more room. But yeah, I have them in the past. They are really cool snakes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong. The Sanzinia, I might be way off on this. That's the Madagascar tree boa, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
A couple of them are in these cages right here. Yeah, no, that's a really cool fucking snake, man. It's a snake that's been on my bucket list for a long time, and then I added 1.3 this year.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. When you jump into something, you jump in.
Dude, fucking I just go for it.
I feel it, man.
Forever, dude. And I remember seeing them when I was a kid. Like at Palace Inn days. Palace Inn was a show back in Pittsburgh, way back when. And they were like $250, $300 back then, and people couldn't sell them. And now everybody wants them because nobody has them. I wanted them forever. They've just been so goddamn hard to find.
Yeah, it's funny how that works out, man. It was the same thing with like the Dumerals boas.
Yep.
Yeah,
now they're fucking like tripled in price.
Yeah.
And yeah, no.
I mean, even smaller. Look at the Mexican black king snakes, and every freaking girl went crazy and needed an MBK. Like, oh my god,
it's weird how the market.
I don't know what Tucker's talking about here. Do you have the green ones? Those are a dream snake.
Green tree pythons?
I think he was talking about one of the species you mentioned, the Sanzinia or the
green Sanzinia. No, I had the okay, that makes sense. There's Eastern and Western Sanzinia. Easterns are the green ones, and no, I do not have those because as hard as the Mandarins are to come by, fucking Easterns are way harder to come by than Westerns are. But I am on a list for the greens. When I can get my hands on them and I have the opportunity, I will be adding them.
Oh damn!
Well, yeah, in a heartbeat.
So I've only seen actually you and Jackie are the only ones I've seen with those.
That's the thing. There's not a lot of us with them at this point. And I mean, there's even fewer people that are having success breeding them. Keith Peak is working with, I believe it's one of Elijah Armez. He's a blood python guy. If you know blood pythons, you've heard of Elijah.
Yep.
But Elijah does a bunch of weird shit like I do. He does like Candoya Pulsani and a bunch of ground boas, and he has Sanzinia and blood pythons, and but he has a green that he sent to Keith on a breeder loan.
Yeah.
Keith has bred them in the past. He's most likely, from the looks of it and the way the female's behaving, going to produce them this year. I would love to get off of them. And then Bill Hughes is like Sanzinia King, pretty much.
Who is that? Bill Hughes?
Yeah, Bill Hughes. He's out of Arizona.
Out of curiosity, do you know what his name is on Instagram or anything like that, or is it just Bill Hughes? Or
I don't know if he has an Instagram. I know he's on Facebook.
I'm just kind of curious because I do really like that species. I'd like to see more of them.
And then Dan Millery was working with him too, but he lives in Thailand now. So
oh damn,
yeah, he moved to Thailand. His dream came true. Good for him. But he was doing really well with them for a while.
Wait, Mr. D. Is that who we're talking about?
Who?
DM
Yeah.
Exotics?
Yeah.
Oh shit, he finally moved?
Yep.
I did not know that. Holy crap.
He's in Indo now, man. He's doing fucking. Actually, I don't know.
I bet he's happy as shit.
Huh?
I said, I bet he's happy as shit.
Oh, dude, he's living his fucking dream. You know, he was over there all the time anyway because he had farms and shit over there. But yeah, he lives there full time now.
Damn.
Living the dream, dude. That's what he wanted to do, and he did it. Good for him, you know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's like me hitting the zoo. You know, he wanted to live out there. I want my zoo.
Yep.
He made his dream happen.
That's awesome, man. I always watch his import videos. I'm like, holy shit.
Dude, he had a lot of cool shit.
And I like that he brought in stuff that wasn't common. He brought in obscure stuff, and that always attracts me.
Scrubs and Apodora and
yeah.
Dude, that's another one of my favorite fucking Apodora.
The Apodora?
Yeah. Yeah, I have 2.3 at this point, and they're fucking they're creeping up on Berms and Bloods. I adore them.
Ooh, damn. That hard? That hard?
They're so cool. They're they're like the King Cobra pythons. They're so cool.
What? So I've seen a few of them, but I'm not familiar. Are they by chance near you? And would it be possible to scoop peek at one? Or is that a dangerous thing right now?
No, they're pretty laid back. This is one of my females. She's in shed, so she might be a little pissy, but hang on. Secret. Hey, baby. So this is a lot of people call them Papoon all the pythons. At one point in time, they were classified Liasis, which is what all the pythons are. But yeah, no, this is an Apodora. This is a bigger girl. She's probably like 11, 12 foot.
I was gonna say, holy, that's probably the biggest one I've actually seen.
Yeah. They have such a unique head structure. Their eyes sit forward.
Whoa.
Kind of like an anaconda. They're just really, really cool, really unique snakes, man. They've quickly become a favorite of mine. She's about had it.
That's beautiful, man. Thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah, no, you should see her when she's not in shed. She's like, and that's another cool thing. They're another snake that'll change color with temperature, mood, that kind of aspect.
Kind of like a flaring up or something, like a gecko, or
yeah, like fired up. But it's you can literally watch it change with a snake, and it's not just like they'll change all one color. They can do it by scale, dude. So it'll look like they'll be dark some scales, really light some scales. They're just such a unique species.
That's crazy.
There's no subspecies classified under Apodora at this point. You know, it's like Ophiophagus. There's only Ophiophagus Hannah.
Yeah.
There's multiple localities. I mean, you got like the Thais, the Mandarins, the Malaysians, all that shit. But there's only one genus, one species. Same with them at this point. They're so unique, and I think that's what's really drawn me to them is the unique aspect.
Yeah.
And, they're not easy to breed. A lot of people that have tried it haven't had a success. Usually, a lot of times, the female ends up eating the male.
Damn.
Yeah, no, they are cannibalistic snakes. That's one of their preferred diets in the wild.
Is each other.
But yeah, no, that's like tippy top of my bucket list to get eggs from at this point is Apodora. I just fell in love with them, and they mature super late. A lot, people that have had success with them, usually they're females. Males are like 8, 9 years old, so it's a lot like Bologna on that aspect. They mature super late in life.
Yeah,
they live at higher altitudes like Bologna, dude. They're from the generally. I don't really think their territory overlaps much. Yeah, but they're both from New Guinea. A lot of that Malay Archipelago area is really obscure species at this point that we're really just tapping into. And I'm really, really taking a turn towards that. Like, I really would love to add some Bismarcks, some ring pythons. Yep. And just weird shit.
Do you think that might kind of be like an issue with the breeding? Because like people have been saying the Bolins and the, and I don't know about the Apodura, but like
has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I was having a talk the other day. I'm spacing who it was. I want to say it was Travis. And we were talking about how the original labyrinth Burmese were found at a higher elevation. And maybe that's why people had problems breeding them at first, is because they were in that higher elevation. And that's why they were saying, don't breed like lab to lab, do a lab to a het.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know. I do think that a lot. I've actually had that conversation with Travis myself and quite a few other people that do Bolin's pythons. They live so high in the mountains. They're so high altitude. The elevation's so much higher. The pressures are different.
Yeah.
The air's a lot thinner. Um, Nighttime dips are really low up there where they're from. That's a species of snake that does take temperature drops very well.
Yeah.
You have to get them cooler. Same with a lot of stuff from that area. But I do feel like that's why we aren't having a lot of success. If you look at places that are having success, it's like Sweden, and shit like that.
Where their elevation's naturally high.
They're in the mountains, dude.
Yeah.
They're fucking mountains. So they're up there. They naturally have the altitude and elevation on their side.
Yeah.
So, and they're like, what's his name? Fucking. It's not Casper. There's one guy in Switzerland that has bred Bolins successfully multiple times.
Okay.
He lives in the mountains in Switzerland. So he, like I said, he has that elevation on his side, and I feel like that has a lot to do with successfully breeding Bolin's pythons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a theory. At this point, I don't have Bolins yet. I'm gonna add them one day.
Yep.
But I feel like somebody in like the fucking Rockies or like Colorado, someplace like that can
that's
get
the
really
key
high up in the mountains and set up. I feel like they have a lot better chance of being successful than somebody, that lives oceanside that has no elevation whatsoever. Even PA, we're pretty up here, especially like in the Poconos and shit like that. I feel like people that live there could have a lot better chance of getting fertile eggs from a Bolin's python than a lot of other people.
See, I'm glad more people are talking about that, because I feel like that's one of the often overlooked things about keeping stuff. We think temperature, humidity, and environment, right? But we don't think environment as far as elevation, or, what I mean?
That's the barometric pressures and all that kind of shit. Why do you think snakes breed better in a storm?
Yep, exactly.
Especially in my area, we have snowstorms, and I'm pairing snakes up. If I see a big snow swell coming, I'm pairing snakes up. I don't care if it's October. I don't care if it's January. Those barometric pressures and the environmental tendencies give me a lot better aspect to having those snakes pairing up, locking up, than me just throwing together on a fucking regular day.
Yeah. It'll be days from when I want to pair. I'll be out back smoking and just say, let's be real, I'll be out back smoking, and it'll just start dumping or freaking hail coming down. I'm like, oh, guess I'm going inside to pair snakes now.
Yeah, the environment has everything to do with it. The snakes know when to breed. We can't tell them when to breed. We can manipulate things to try to coax them into breeding, but we can't point at a snake and say, hey, you fuck that thing right now.
Yep. And I swear sometimes they just don't get along. Like there's pairings I want to do so bad, and those males will just never lock with that girl. They'll lock with any other girl, but they won't lock with her. But I throw another male in, it's fucking on. I'm like, Jesus, not who I wanted, but all right.
Yep. I've hit that myself quite a few times. You can't make them do what they don't want. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
Yep, exactly.
That's where that saying stems from. They're fucking living, breathing souls too, man. You can't control them. We already have them in our care. They rely on us. We can't fucking make them do anything they don't want to do.
Right. Hey, man, so I noticed we're approaching the 2-hour mark. I know you're a busy guy, and I'm so freaking happy you were able to come on and do this with us. But I do want to ask a couple wrap-up questions, if that's cool.
Yeah, man, shoot.
So, being another person who keeps diversity of different species, what would you say are like your top tips for somebody else who, is also interested in keeping a diverse collection as far as maintaining stuff, et cetera?
Research. That's everything. Especially if you're getting into the obscure species, scrub pythons, white-lip pythons, that kind of stuff. If you like variety, a lot of snakes do have general care tendencies. A lot of snakes are going to be in the same parameters of temperature, that kind of stuff. But not everything's the same. If you want to keep different stuff, especially if you want to be from a breeding aspect, Some snakes need a lot lower temperatures than others to breed properly. It's all things you have to take in that aspect. Make sure you can properly care for that species and give it the requirements it needs, like a rainbow boa. Rainbow boas need a lot lower temperatures and a lot higher humidity. If you keep a room that, ball pythons that don't do well with low temp dips and are more prone to respiratory problems or infections, that kind of stuff, or a lower immune system caused by lower temp dips, maybe a rainbow boa isn't right for you. You have to take in everything in the aspect when you want to keep a wide variety of stuff. You can't keep everything in the same room always because they have different, needs. So just research. If you want to keep something, research it first, always. Never just buy something on impulse. I know that can be hard to do because there's a lot of cool shit, and there's a lot of shit you come into at a show that you don't expect to find, or you didn't expect to find to buy that day, or something that you wanted to buy. But research. Always be prepared before you jump into anything, especially if you want to do multiple species. It may not be the same care aspects of what you're used to. Just always be prepared before you get a new species.
Yeah, that's so huge too. I mean, can't even stress that enough. I've got hotspots varying from 80 to 140 in here.
Yep.
And you got to be able to maintain that. It's not always so easy. Kind of got to play your room and know your environment.
They're not all the same, man. Not even close,
I remember when I very first started doing everything, I was keeping bloods, balls, and balls, berms, and retics all the exact same. Because I didn't know much better. I did my research, but it wasn't quite out there, especially with retics, that you should drop them a few degrees, you know?
Right.
And so once I made that correction, so much better. Same, I think you actually helped correct me on my blood python temperature, because I still believed, 88, and now I've dropped her down to 85, 86, and just that change alone helped so much.
A whole different animal.
Yep. That's perfect. That's perfect. And then I got to ask, where do you see yourself going, as far as the breeding stuff? Because I know we were talking about, your goal is to open a zoo as well. But what would you say your top goals are in the next 3 years, as far as animals you really are trying to produce, or, combos?
Apodora eggs.
Apodora.
Furthering the Pride project. That obviously at this point is my main project that I'm focusing on.
I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. I really want to produce some nice false waters within the next year or two. That's another species I want to cross off my list. But my main goal, even more than pied shit at this point, is I want to produce Apodora.
Heavy right there.
Yeah. That's king of the bucket list for me right now.
Dude, that's so heavy for anybody, honestly, especially with my love for berms. For anybody to say Apodora over pied fucking berm, that's heavy, dude. That's heavy.
Yeah, dude. It's just, that's number one. Obviously, I want to take the pied project to the max, dude. I want to see where that goes. We're right there, dude. We're just at the starting line.
Yeah.
But like I said, dude, I fell for Apodora hard, and I want to come down here one day and see that girl on a pile of eggs.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. That'll be freaking insane.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. And then I got to ask, this is one I don't normally ask, but I've seen it asked a bunch in live streams, and I'm just kind of curious now. Cut or no cut?
Oh, eggs?
Yeah.
I'm a cut guy. I don't cut before anything pips. And I usually wait till at least 1/3 to half of the eggs are pipped, and then I cut.
Okay, sweet. You're better than I am, man. I'll wait till 1 or 2 are out, and then I'm like, all right, the rest look good. Let's go.
I for the longest time, I was a no-cut guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, some of the species I've worked with, a lot of cobra guys that breed cobras. You don't cut a cobra egg wide enough, they'll go back in the egg and fucking drown.
Jesus.
They're dumb. They're fucking dumb.
Jeez.
People say, oh, it's not natural. Oh, they weren't made to make it. Oh, that's why they have so many eggs. Stuff's going to die.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guess what?
This isn't fucking nature.
Yeah, why can't we prevent
We're
the death?
parenting snakes to make snakes that you're not gonna ever fucking see in nature.
Yeah.
The everything we do is artificial. Don't preach to me about nature and all of that. If you don't want to cut eggs, by all means, don't cut eggs.
Yep.
But don't preach on somebody else to not cut eggs, because obviously what I'm doing is working. And you know, if it's working and my animals are healthy and my animals eat well, what's the difference? What does it mean? It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
And plus,
I had to ask. I've seen it so often asked. I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, dude. I see a lot of people that are against cutting. I see even more people that are for cutting. I don't ever cut an egg or from a clutch that hasn't pipped yet.
Yeah.
You know, unless we're on like fucking day 67 on a blood python clutch, I'm like, oh man, are they all dead? Then I'll cut an egg just to take a peek. I'll make a small incision, take a look. But yes, I cut eggs. I don't care what anybody says about it. Yeah. But I don't cut just to cut. I don't fucking massacre the eggs. Yeah. I'll make a slit so the baby can get out if it doesn't have an egg tooth. That doesn't happen a whole lot, but it does happen.
Yeah. What did it for me is I had a twisted umbilicus. Yeah. And ever since then, I'm like, see, that snake would have fucking died.
Yeah, you can save that baby if you cut the egg.
Yep.
And sure, it's not natural, and that baby would have died in the wild.
Yep.
This is the fucking wild, man. I'm a breeder. These are snakes in cages that I've raised from babies. I put them together to make eggs.
I'll say that baby came out, ate fucking great, and sold to a new home, and it's doing fucking amazing. So
exactly, man. This isn't fucking the jungle. This is my house in Pennsylvania where I do shit my way. You know, right? Obviously it's working. My animals are happy. My animals are healthy. My babies do great. What works for me works for me. What works for some people doesn't work for me. You know, everybody's different. If you want to cut eggs, cut eggs. If you don't want to cut eggs, don't fucking cut eggs.
100%, man.
It's everybody's. Do you, man? Do you? You know.
I want to throw this out there for everybody in the comments. If you guys have any last minute questions, go ahead and shoot them out. I'll try to get them answered. I do have 2 more questions for you. I want to know, just because these are more selfish questions, to be straight up with you. But I'm curious, man. What are you doing with the Mega Matrix project? Because I need some more females.
I'm working on it. I didn't do anything this year with it. I thought about it, but I let it go. I didn't want to pair a whole bunch of bloods this year. I will be pairing my male Mega Matrix next year. We talked about Elijah Armez a little earlier. Yeah. Elijah's the only other person I know that has one. From the original Mega Matrix line. Steven Tillis is the one that, Cryptic produced the first. They popped out of a teen egg line. At first, we kind of thought it was because of teen egg. Yeah. But I'm so sure it's because of teen egg now, because apparently Steven bred it into some golden eye shit. And it got these weird, heavy, pixelated, fucking looking golden eyes too when he threw Matrix into him on the 007s and all this other shit. And even some golden eyes that weren't 007s were heavily pixelated as well. Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the clutch that your female's from is the first that ever reproduced Mega.
Oh shit, you there?
Where'd you go? Oh, there we go.
We got you.
But yeah, like I said, that as far as I'm aware, the clutch that your female from and all my Mega holdbacks are from was the first that ever reproduced Megas.
Oh damn.
So it's something's definitely going on. We're still not 100% sure what's going on with that. Myself and Elijah are gonna play with it over the next few years. I actually sold Elijah one of my holdback Mega Matrix females.
Yeah.
That I took to Hamburg just to fill some empty spots. And I was telling everybody that she's a mega bitch because she is a mega bitch.
Yeah.
They didn't want anybody to buy her. And then Elijah walks up. He's like, hey, man, look at that. I was like, fuck you. Stop looking at her. You're the asshole's going to pay that price. Sure enough, he did.
Damn.
So yeah, now I'm one less Mega Matrix female. But I have the Teen Egg Mega that I held back that I don't even post because she's, I don't know anybody that has anything like it. And then I have the Mega Matrix Matriarch male that I have, a holdback male Mega head, and then what I'm calling a white wall Mega Matrix female that I held back as well. That she's just like crazy high white with wild speckly gray shit in between.
Damn.
So yeah, no, we're not 100% sure what's up with that, but I'm definitely playing with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll be keeping my eyes peeled then, because
I got you, man.
I love that girl from you, man.
Dude,
I
I'm
don't know.
really excited to see what comes of it. Because, like I said, something's going on, but we're just not sure yet.
Yeah, she just started a thing with me, man. Like I told you, I don't know. I wasn't like I wanted them, but I wasn't super into them. But the more I interact with her, I'm like, oh man,
Dude,
I got to see this through.
love them. They're cool. It's a big snake in a little body, man.
Right. All right. So I guess Eric wants to know, when are Burn Babies going to be available? I need more. And I believe earlier he said he picked up a hypo granite from you. Correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, but I believe that's what I caught.
My first clutch of Burm eggs will be hatching here in about a week. That'll be the pied stuff. So that's not going to be for like your average everyday guy. That's going to be pretty high dollar stuff. I just pulled a clutch from a ivory to a pure, why the fuck can't I remember? Super or dwarf male. That's Pro Gashi, I believe.
Yeah,
so
Progressi.
it's a hybrid, but
yeah.
So those will be all hypos, either het lab or pos het lab, because she's an ivory lab or an ivory het lab. And then 50% het dwarf. And then I'm waiting to pull the clutch. She should be dropping any day now from that pro het.
Oh damn!
I was talking about that. I bred that hypo green het granite male too.
Okay.
But that's all I did Burm wise this year. The only other pairings I had, the female showed no interest in breeding, but they're only like 3.5. I usually wait until closer to 4 for my female Burm. So really hold my breath on them going. But I'm expecting Burms for like general public here within like a month and a half. The pied stuff will be ready to roll within, probably within a month, but they're going to be pretty up there in price.
Hell yeah, I could imagine.
Yeah.
I could imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. Oh, Eric corrected. He said, no, he's the reason that he bought one. Or you're the reason that he bought one.
Fucking hypogranite or die, baby.
His was the first I seen.
Well, if it was my big girl, I'm fucking glad, because that snake's changed lives, man.
Oh, he says he definitely wants a half dwarf, especially considering he's local. So I guess you're both PF boys.
Hit me up on Facebook or something.
Yep. You heard him, Eric. Get a hold of him. Yeah, I'm kind of curious. That was actually my wrap-up question for you, was regarding Progressi. So, like, how into it are you? Do you like really want to see a lot of the morphs into the dwarf stuff? Are you trying to work that route, or?
Maybe a bit. I'm more of a purist myself. I really don't like hybrids. So I'm kind of like going against my own shit here.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a fucking Burm. It's Bivitatus. It's just a subspecies.
That's
the thing.
To me, it reminds me of the dwarf, super dwarf.
Mixing super dwarf and all the other shit to make smaller. But if I can make a dwarf pied, fuck you, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it'll be good. I definitely plan on working into some stuff, but I would kill to get my hand on maybe another pair of pure dwarfs, or even pure dwarf female at this point, because I have the male, just the lone male. But I fucking hate Bob Clark. I won't give him a dime. There's a few other people higher up there that I can't spend money with.
Yeah.
So anybody that's watching this, if you got tips on fucking pure dwarfs, hit up your boy. I'm looking.
As long as it's not Bob Clark, y'all heard that.
Dude, that's like one of the first pies I saw were from Bob, and I was like, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't it him and Will Banks?
Because I have no problem spending the $25K. I'll spend the $25K. I just won't spend $25K with Bob fucking Clark. I hate that motherfucker. He's fucked so many of my friends over. And it's not even like just recent. Just like, dude, I can give you 15 years of stories from people just Bob Clark being shady.
Yeah. But I've heard so many mixed things about him. All I know is it's way too much mixed for me to ever give him money.
Exactly, dude. And I hear people that talk great about Bob and will defend him till they die, and then hear the fucking horror stories.
Yep.
But yeah, no. Anybody that's not Bob Clark with pure dwarf Burms, let me get your number.
Eric. Oh, he says you'll know him if you see him. Eric Bailey's his Facebook name. Might get mites in the wrong sexes.
You're real local then. Real local.
Damn. All right, I think that's about going to wrap it up, brother. Dude, I so much appreciate you coming on. That was great, man. I know you're exhausted as shit. You're busy as hell, so
yeah, it's just about to roll over to midnight. But yeah, man, I appreciate you having me. I'm gonna fucking pull these baby boas now, and then definitely smoke a joint and go to bed.
Fuck yeah, man. I want to see pics. Shoot me pics before you pass out.
I got you.
All right, we'll definitely do round 2, man. Until next time.
Definitely, brother.
Peace.
See ya.
God, guys, that was an absolutely epic show. I've been really wanting to get Dillon on for quite a while. Obviously, if you can't tell, we've got a decent amount in common, and he's got just a shitload of species that are just amazing. That honestly, I don't know jack shit about half of them, and I just think he's a great source of knowledge. So definitely going to have to get round 2 going, because I know we can just talk for hours and hours. But I'm going to wrap it up with that. Do your boy a favor, please. Go down below, smash that like button or the thumbs down for all I fucking care. Either way, it lets me know how you guys are enjoying this content. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it so you get notified when we upload more content. We've also got a great Discord group going on if you guys want to be a part of that and you aren't already, because I see a few people in the chat who aren't. It's a great small group of guys and girls, just local people, just bullshitting about reptiles. I guess I shouldn't say local people. I must be fucking exhausted too. Just a great small group of people, though. We have a great conversations, do Zoom meetings once a week, just bullshit back and forth, learn from one another. A great group of people who have an eclectic, spectrum of animals, I guess I should say. So if you guys want to be a part of that, feel free to reach out to me, shoot me a message. I can get you a link, and that way you guys can join in on those great conversations. Also, if you haven't already checked out our website, check out our website at www.thesnakenerd.com. And apparently I'm exhausted as fuck, so I'm going to drink some coffee, clean some shit, and pass out myself. Later, you guys.